So, hello, happy morning, my dear students. Welcome back to this virtual online class of APPA Public School. I am your social science teacher, PAULSON Samson. So, let us continue today's class. So, yesterday I have said you everyone that today I'm going to discuss about the key feature of our Indian Constitution, right? So, I said to get prepared for this. Right? I hope many of you are prepared, and also a humble request to all: do please be ready with a pen, paper, pencil, right, to jot down some of those points, right, so that it can stay in your mind for a longer time, right? Okay, beautiful morning, CMS said 60. Okay, good morning. Okay, joyful morning from Mamya Patil, right? Okay, my dear students. So yesterday there was moreover some of those information has been provided to you regarding the regarding our Indian Constitution, right? So today we are gonna discuss the important key features. It's 6, 7, 21, right? Okay. Good morning, good morning, good morning, my dear students. Right, okay. So now, my dear students, as you all are aware, right? So when the Constitution was being written, right? So it took almost more than 2 years to frame and to draft and to get the final Constitution, right? So it took more than 2 years of time, and there were many persons who were involved in forming or in drafting this Constitution. So now again, so before the independence, that means when we were under the colonial rule, that means under the British rule, so we had that experience of the British rule, which has helped us in framing our Constitution. Okay, so now let's start with the key features of our Constitution. So now when we talk about the key features of the Indian Constitution, so totally there are 5 key features of our Constitution. So it's key features. Key features. Key feature number 1. Good morning. Okay, I can see, right? Okay, the chat session is also on. If you want, you can ask any questions, right? If you're in doubt. Okay, so now the first key feature is Federalism. Federalism. So totally there are important 5 key features of our Constitution. The very first one is Federalism. Second one, parliamentary form of government. Parliamentary form of government. So this government I am writing in short, please. Parliamentary form of government. And then the third one, we have separation of powers. Separation of powers. Separation of power, yes. Fourth one, which you have read, right? Fourth one is fundamental rights. Fundamental rights. Fundamental rights and directive principles. And directive principles. The last one is secularism. 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 So these are the important key features of our Constitution. So now let us go understand one by one what is federalism, what do you mean by federalism, right? Secularism. LARISM. Okay. All right. Parliamentary form of government, separation of powers, fundamental rights and directive principles. And regarding this, my dear students, fundamental rights and directive principles, we have discussed more detail in our bridge course. I hope you all remember this. And the last one is the secularism. So today, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So today we will conclude these 4, and then this will be the one pending. Okay. For now, let us start with federalism. So now, what is federalism? Now, federalism refers to the level of government. It is more than one type of a government, right? So it levels of government. Usually now in India, right? So for the country, we have the central, and then again after the central, again it is being divided into state, and then we have the local government, or we can call it as Panchayat Raj. Panchayat Raj, usually the third tier of government. So now here the powers. Now in this federalism, there are the levels of government. It refers to the more than one type of a government. So now here, and some of the powers has been vested. It means some powers have been given to the central, some powers have been given to the state, and some to the locally. So now central usually, like when it comes to the nation, to taking a decision for the nation, right? So some of those powers have been given to the central. For example, it may be defense sector, again finance sector, right? So some of those, the power has been given to this central. And now again states, yes, state too also have their power. Constitution contains list that detail the issue that each government can make laws on, right? So here now central. Now when after coming this, the next one is the state. Now again the state government has its law. Now the matter related to the states is usually taken by the state government. Now the state government has a governor, right? Again it has a CM. Okay, so now they have their own powers in taking decision for the welfare of their state. So now again here coming for the local government or the Panchayat Raj. So you are very well aware, right? So now 3 levels of government, that is central government, state government, is the local government or the Panchayat Raj. Okay, all people in the country governed by laws made by these governments. So do please. So this is about the federalism. This is about federalism. And then next, my dear students, we're coming up talking about this parliamentary form of government. So now here, in this parliamentary form of government, Indian Constitution guarantees universal adult suffrage. Just a moment, I'm going to erase this. Okay, so now here, the second is the key feature is the parliamentary form of government. So here, my dear student, now our constitution, the Indian Constitution guarantees universal adult suffrage. It means the people elect their representative directly and also contest in election. The elected representatives are accountable to the people. So now here, now India choose to be a democratic nation, right? And in that we have a government that is parliamentary form of government. It means we the people elect our own representatives directly. And how they elect? We elect them. We elect them through a process of election, right? Election is conducted, and who can cast their vote? A citizen who has attained the age of 18 or more than 18 can cast their vote, right? So in this, so now here for elections will be conducted throughout the nation, right? To elect the prime minister. So we have the general assembly elections, and again to elect the CM we have the legislative assembly election. So for the prime minister election we elect prime minister, we elect an MP. That is, MP stands for member of parliament. Member of parliament. Okay, and then for the CM, this chief minister, the legislative assembly will be conducted, and there we choose here our elected representative, and we call him as MLA. I hope you all know MLA because in the last year of the 7th standard state government you have studied this. Member of parliament, and MLA stands for member of legislative assembly. Member of the legislative assembly, BLY, member of legislative assembly. Okay, member of, the will not come, my dear students. Someone who is that, Mr. Lux or Master Lux, it's only member of legislative assembly. The word the is not used in this. Okay, so now here for the entire nation it is the member of parliament. They will go and represent us in the parliament. And again here member of legislative. So they here we will elect our representative, and here he will be representing the state in the Vidhana Sabha, right? So this is the parliamentary form of government, right? So anything about, okay, now the next one. So we'll go with the next one, that is one of the important key feature of our Indian Constitution. So I hope you are all noting down. Right? The next one is separation of power. Third one, separation of power. Powers. Separation of powers. Let us see what does the separation of power mean. Separation of powers. Okay. Right. So now, my dear students, like we have studied about the organs of the state, my dear students. I hope you remember these organs of the state, right? So now there are in the separation of powers. So there are 3 organs of the government. How many organs are there? So there are 3 organs of the government. 3 organs of the government. So now which are those? Separation of powers. Now it refers to the division of powers. It refers to the division of powers which has been vested. And now which are those? So now the 3 organs, those are the legislative, right? And then the second one is the executive, the third one is judiciary. Okay, so can anyone tell me what is judiciary? I hope you may all know what is judiciary. You can just a guess. Anyone? I hope this legislative or executive you know, but judiciary you may be knowing this. Can anyone tell me legislative, executive? Okay, what do you understand by this judiciary? Court, sir. Okay, CM has hit to the bullseye. Yes, It refers, so again, three organ, system of courts. Okay, Master Lux has given system of courts, good, right? Again, three organs, government, okay. Court, judge, system of courts is also good. Again, Master Lux, right? Justice, yes, right? The next again, Roja, Mailapur, the word court is wrong. COURT, court, okay. Legislative, executive, legislature, executive, and judicial. So now let us talk about this legislative. What we deal, okay, now legislative. So now these are those one who make laws, who make laws in this legislative. These are those, again, this legislative, again, they are the elected by us. So these are the one who make laws. Now after this, then we have the executive. Executive, these are those one who implement laws, who implement laws. And this judiciary, as everyone is saying, judiciary refers to the system of courts in the country. Good. Executive implement laws. Yes, executive implement laws. And here in judiciary, we deal with the system of courts. System of courts. So now for this judiciary, we have a separate chapter which we will be studying in the future in the unit 8 standard only, right? Judiciary, of which you read more in unit of 3. Books refer to the system of courts. Okay, someone has said Sheetal Hugar. I suppose it is Sheetal Santosh Hugar. 8 Madai, right? Yes. So this judiciary will be discussing in detail in your civic chapter in the future. Okay. So now here legislative. So now these are those who make the law. So now where the laws are made, either it is in the parliament, right? The laws are being made in the parliament. Okay. Parliament, or if for the state, it is in the legislative assembly. There are some laws which will be made, wherein to make a law, the consent of both the houses of the parliament, that is Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, has to pass on the bill, and after the passing, and when it is sent for the president's consent, then the particular bill be termed as law. So that is what the legislative. So this makes the law. So now here, it may be an MP, member of parliament, or MLA, right, to make laws. Now here, implement laws. So these are the executives. Can I get an example of executive? Who are these executives? Anyone? Executives. Who are these executives? Where do they sit at work? Anyone? System of court. I'm asking about executive. Executive implement laws. Yes, I know they implement the laws. Who are they? Can anyone give me the designation? No? Anyone? Okay, MLA, MP, sir? No. Okay, someone has said Master Lux. Smallest group? Okay, so now usually these executives, you can say they are the IAS, Indian Administrative Service. They will be working in the government form, okay? They may be the district commissioner, police commissioner, right? These are those who run Indian Administrative Service. So they are those one who implement laws. They also see about the functioning of the government, and the rules are followed. Okay. The executive is a smaller group of people who are responsible for implementing laws and running the government smoothly. So these are those executives. Okay. Right, Krupa Patel, IS, Tasildar, DC, yes. So the government officers usually, right? So now these are the executive who implement laws, and then when coming to this, the Constitution states that each organ should exercise different powers. The entire check and balance of power between all the three. See, all the powers have not been given to a single person, so that if it is all these powers he has been given to a single person or a single group, then the chances are there the powers may be misutilized. So to prevent this misutilization of the powers, the you can see the powers have been separated. So that is what the separation of powers. So now here, legislative who makes the laws. It's very simple, my dear students, right? And then executive, they are those one group of people, a smaller group of people, someone has said, right? Smaller group of people who are responsible for the implementing laws and also the smooth functioning of the government. The next, judiciary, it deals with the system of courts. Okay, sir, why all are telling IAS? Okay, I'm just giving an example. So this IAS is also a government servant, government officer, right? I'm just giving them. So there are again different government posts are there. They are officers, right? So they are the one who will be responsible for implementing the law, maintaining law and order, right? So now next one is this judiciary system of courts. I hope you are aware. So judiciary, like we have the apex court or the higher top level, right? So we call it as the Supreme Court. Supreme Court. IAS stands for Indian Administrative Service. So IAS stands for Indian Administrative Service. Okay. Indian Administrative Service. This is the one. Okay. All right. Indian Administrative Service. SERVIC service. Yes, services. Okay, right? Society, it is not Krupa, it is not society, it is service, right? Now, so we have the like apex court, the top body of the judiciary is the Supreme Court, and then followed in the state is the High Court, and then the lower court, or right? So we have again lower courts. So again we have the district, session, magistrate. So there are again the court where this related to judiciary, justice, right? Okay. District commissioner is also okay. So now district commissioner, right? He is also an officer. He is a government officer, my dear students. Do not ask individually about each of the designation, right? Okay. So this was about the separation of powers. Legislative, make laws. Executive, implement laws. Judiciary, they deal with the system of courts. So now, Supreme Court, where is the Supreme Court located, my dear students? Supreme Court, where it is located? I want the answer. Not in sure. It's rotating. Buffering. Delhi. Good. All those. So there are many high courts in India, my dear students. Okay. There are many. Each state have not as the state should have only one high court. The chances are there are more than one court for the state, right? And there are some state who can have high courts also, right? Who have high courts. Okay, so now this was all about the separation of powers. So now coming back to the last segment of the key feature for this today. So one more will be there, that is the fundamental rights and directive principles, which we will be continuing tomorrow, right? So now the last one of these for today, okay? So there are 5, and the fourth one which I am talking is secularism. 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 Any idea? And my dear students, you know, as I have said you yesterday, so this is the 5th one. Yesterday I have said you this secular word was not there in the preamble which was written in 1950. So it has been, this word called secularism has been added in our constitution? In which year has this word been added in our preamble? Can anyone tell me? Nirmala Bajandri, hi Prati. Okay, yes. This word secularism, in which year was it added in our preamble? Yes. Okay, Sushti Mudod, she is very fast. Again, Master Lux. Okay, Pushpa Patel, Srimati Reddy, 1976, 1976. Okay, Sheetal Hugar, yes. Master Lux again. Hey, Master Lux, don't repeat your answers, man. Karthik, yes, Shiramat, Nalini, Mallikarjun, okay, right. Everyone knows this, right? So, along with this word, one more word was also added to the preamble. Can I get that one more word? Because two words were added to the preamble. Can I get one more word? One more word. Which was the other word added along with secularism? Yes, my dear students. By Indira Gandhi. Okay, the spelling is long, no matter. Jayalakshmi. Okay. Right? Anyone? Which was the other word added along with this secularism? Do please come on fast. Okay. Okay. Bharatesh B. Socialism. No, socialist. Yes. Sushti Mudo. You got it. Sushti Reddy. Okay. Socialist. Socialist. Yes. Okay. Along with this socialist word has been added to the preamble in the year 1976 by the then late Prime Minister Srimati Indira Gandhi. That was in the term of during the emergency. It was added. So this was just for your kind information. Okay. So now let us talk about secularism. Right? Secularism means that a state does not promote any one religion as the state religion. Right? So it is means it is in the secularism, no one, right, cannot promote, right, or the state, it means the government, right? So they cannot promote any religion, any one religion as the state religion. Okay, so that is what the secularism means. Yes, in 42nd, yes. The amendment was 42nd amendment. Who was that? Yes, under the 42nd, it is 402nd. Jayalakshmi, it is 42, not 42nd. Okay, this is 42nd amendment. Good, right? You all know this, right? So this was secularism, where one cannot promote one religion as a state religion. For example, right? So now, for example, if I can take Kerala, right? Kerala government. So now there are people who are majority are Hindus also. The population of Christian is also there. Muslims are also there. So now Kerala government, like the Kerala CM, right? So on one fine day in the morning, he cannot say that, so let's make one religion. For example, he's Hindu. Yes. Let the Hindu religion be the state religion, and everyone has to follow the same religion. So then the constitution comes in the picture, right? So there's secularism. It means no one, even the CM or the PM, doesn't have any right to declare one religion as the state religion. Okay, so here secularism, we cannot promote only one religion as state religion. So here, okay, so this was about the secularism. So now again, my dear students, so it's time to end this. So tomorrow we will be concluding the chapter along with the fundamental rights and the directive principles. Okay, all right, Narasimha Diwanji, not understanding. You can call me. Okay, so my dear students, this was all the 4 key features. One key feature is remaining, so we will discuss tomorrow. So these were all those: federalism, parliamentary form of government, separation of powers, secularism. Right. So 5th one is the fundamental rights and directive principles. So we'll discuss tomorrow. What is the 4th key feature? Right. So you need to rewind the video and see after the class. Okay, my dear students, that's it for the day. Thank you. Bye bye.